Okay, so today I'm going to tell you about Axion, right? So imagine that you are the chief engineer of the Boeing 737 fleet. What would probably be keeping you up at night is there some sort of new emerging issue that you need to get ahead of and that you need to investigate and that you need to solve? Maybe it's an issue with your suppliers. Maybe it's an issue with the way the customers are using the aircraft. Maybe it's an issue in manufacturing. There's actually, for all aerospace, automotive manufacturers, actually tens or hundreds of millions of problems that arise every year. And what you need to figure out is there a new emerging problem that's really high priority, whether it's because of safety or financial cost or impacts your customers? So, this is actually, as I mentioned, not something that's, though Boeing is currently in the news, this is something that there's medical device recalls that happen all the time. Whenever engineering leaders are trying to innovate and release new electric vehicles, there's tons of recalls that happen. This is something that even affects stroller manufacturers or consumer electronics. So this is something that affects many, many different industries and not only impacts human lives, but costs manufacturers trillions of dollars every year. So I'm Daniel First. I'm the founder and CEO at Axion. After coding a little bit in Python 2.7, I know that ages me a little bit. I joined McKinsey, where I was helping a lot of different enterprises try to wrap their head in 2016 and 2017 and 2018 around, what should they do with AI and big data? And what I found was that I was working with a satellite manufacturer at the time. I found that quality is a very big problem, costs a lot of money. There's tons of data, hundreds of information streams, coming at these engineering leaders, and it's unclear to them what are the top priority issues. So I teamed up with Ken Kelzer, who is a global VP of engineering at General Motors, and Jeff Cly, the president at Continental. We just raised a $17.5 million Series A funding from Bessemer, and we also have strategic investment from Boeing and RTX. And our mission is to help engineering leaders solve the highest priority emerging issues by automating the type of thinking an engineer would do when they're investigating what's wrong. Here's a quote. Our headquarters is in Williamsburg. We go skiing a lot, but today I'm going to tell you all about Axion as a company. So here's a quote from one of our customers: "Solving problems without Axion is like living in the Stone Age." So this is a field engineer from Cummins Engines who's trying to figure out, why 42 trucks at Walmart just went down. The reason that this is so challenging, and I know a lot of the folks here are from engineering backgrounds, so we're going to go into the weeds a little bit. If you're the chief engineer of an electric vehicle or a medical device, in order to understand if there's an emerging problem, you need to start playing investigation across error codes, telematics, social media, call center data. There's dozens of data sources, many of them highly unstructured, like log files or text write-ups. So you actually don't really have visibility into this. There's so many different data sources, it's unclear what the real problems are. And though the world is obsessed with the chatbots these days, the type of thinking that you need to do as a chief engineer is much more similar to what Sherlock Holmes does when he goes and investigates if something's wrong and then goes and assembles a case file. And so that type of system 2 type of thinking is where Axion comes in. We're not trying to create a new chatbot. We're trying to simulate the thinking of a chief engineer as they review different data sources and understand, did we just release a software update to a new electric vehicle that's suddenly causing a steering issue? This requires triangulating numerous different data sources that are highly unstructured. So we're in the family of observability platforms. In Axion, you can detect emerging issues, you can investigate, and you can resolve them. Some of the engineering challenges that we're looking to solve this year, has to do with detecting emerging issues in very messy, disconnected data, optimizing search and retrieval, and effective distributed, data processing. And the folks who really thrive at Axion are excited about solving real-world problems with client impact and having an all-in mindset, and even intellectually curious to even work with an aerospace engineer or learn about the world of medical. These are some of the roles that we're hiring for. You can send me an email, Daniel@Axion.Ray, and or you could visit our website. So I'll be around in the corner after the talks. Thanks so much.